I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, the topic today is going to be nothing comes quick. Slow and steady. Small beginnings can, lead to some incredible returns and success later in life. So if you guys, I'll plug my book. I haven't been plugging my book very much, but along for the ride. This is my story here. I give you guys, if you've read, I know a lot of you have, the story of how I became a millionaire, multi-millionaire from fairly basic beginnings. I give you the roadmap here on how I bought my first property when I was 19 years old. I still own it today. And then I kind of systematically took small steps. Every year, every month, I paid myself first, tucked some of that money away to purchase another property, get the down payment funds together, and then put a little bit of that away into my RRSP and then down the road later on when they introduced the TFSA. But the important thing is I wasn't saving my money. I always invested my money, got it working for me. And you have to understand the difference between saving and investing. Saving isn't going to get you very far. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's okay to save to buy a new car or buy a bike, or maybe if you want to save 3 months' salary or 4 months' salary as an emergency fund. That's fine. But anything after that, you've got to get your money working for you. You've got to get money that's going to work for you 24 hours while you sleep. And the two best ways to do that, as I talk about in my book, is through real estate and owning stocks, buying equities in companies like Macdonald's that sell hamburgers, or Pepsi, or Apple, that are incredibly profitable cash flow machines. You own a piece of them. And the nice thing is the value of those businesses over time can go up. And then they're such cash flow machines that every 3 months they send you cash for their excess profits, which then you can take and buy more shares, either they're in that company or one that you think is at a better value or want to add to your portfolio. It's a really simple process. But for me, it started with my first condo in Richmond. In the stock market, it started with buying 10 shares of Pepsi. And from there, I kept adding to it and accumulating more. Now, again, the thing that I want to stress with this is there is no such thing as a get-rich-quick strategy. It doesn't exist. It's a lie, and you're being sold something that the only guy that's going to get rich off it is the guy selling you it. Do it the proper way that I lay out in the blueprint in my book, and that is a slow, steady approach to buying quality real estate, investing your money in the stock market via low-cost ETFs, index investing, or buying high quality names like the Visas and the Costcos and the Apples. It's just such a simple rinse and repeat formula. Because life really is like a war of attrition. The people that make it are the ones that set these goals and game plans. Preferably the younger you start, the easier it is. And then they don't stray from them. That's the thing that trips up most people. Their intentions are good. They start a program, and then they watch the news or they follow a guy on Twitter that tells them to do something dumb, and they sell their stocks because the stock market's going to crash, and then I'll buy back in later. It's been around forever. It doesn't work. You're going to lose your money that way. Just buy and hold is all there is to this stuff. That's all there is. And don't take my word for it. Listen to people like Warren Buffett or Jack Bogle or Peter Lynch. There's lots of smart people out there, lots of great books you can buy that are going to give you the same process I've been giving you guys. But it starts from small beginnings. There's no easy way out. People love to complain. Everybody's conspiring against me, the government, the foreign buyers, the realtors, the banks. They're not. Nobody's going to help you. The only thing you can count on in this life is your fingers. You've got to take control of your own destiny, and that's how many times I've been blogging about this on my Saturday blog here. And it's easier than ever with low-cost ETFs and the access you have to financial information now, and free trades or $9 trades. I never would have dreamed of that 15, 20 years ago when I started. I've told you guys many times, when I started off as a stock investor, I got blatantly ripped off. I'd buy 10 shares of Pepsi for $1,000 and the broker would charge me $80 for the trade. Now you can buy these shares for free. Again, I tell you guys just to index invest. And there's such a wealth of information out there. YouTube is great, Twitter. You got to be careful who you follow, though. Filter who you're listening to. Make sure these people have a proven track record. They're not trying to sell you something. And that's what you got to weed through. I had a client and a friend give me this book, and I'm halfway through it, The Almanac of Naval Requiem. And really good book. I tell you, you guys should pick this book up. Every now and again, I like to give you guys some good summer reading. He'll tell you the same thing. There's no shortcuts in life. Set aside some money, get it invested, real estate, stocks. Talks about the time value of money, talks about saying no to things. As you get more success, that's something I've learned too. I probably turn down a lot more opportunities than I accept. Time is money. You want to spend your time on areas that are going to be productive for you. So a really good little book for you guys there. But again, it starts with small beginnings. I've told you in my book, I never noticed anything in the first 10 or 12 years with my investment blueprint. Sure, my stock portfolio was slowly going up. I was every month getting a little more dividend income, but it was small beginnings. Same thing with my investment real estate. Didn't notice much. As you guys know, if you're an investor in Vancouver, you're usually supplementing what you're getting from your tenant to make all the costs come together. When you include your property taxes, your maintenance fees, repairs, strata fees, all that other stuff, insurance, you're usually supplementing it a little bit in the first few years. So you don't notice much. It wasn't until probably year 15 for me, 15 before, hey, my stock portfolio was starting to generate 30, 40, $50,000 a year in dividends, which I didn't have to lift a finger on. Those dividends kept increasing. I was taking those 40 or 50,000 and just buying more stock with it. So it was compounding and earning me more dividends the following year. Of course, the vast majority of the companies I hold increase their quarterly dividend every year, usually like clockwork. And some of them, like Costco's and the Canadian banks, oftentimes these companies, Home Depot, Visa, are increasing those dividends double digits. So that's when the magic really starts to happen, compounding on top of compounding. As far as my real estate goes, in the first 10 years with a mortgage, most of your payments are going towards interest. You're not doing a whole lot of damage to the principal. However, the last few years, it's been pretty good. When you had variables at 1, 2, 1, 3, anything under 2%, we were living in a dreamland there for a while. You were doing some pretty good damage to the principal and less to the interest. But it wasn't until year 10, 12, 13 that it starts to shift. Your interest payment becomes less and you start doing some severe damage to the principal. After 15 or 20 years, you're really doing damage to the principal. That's when you really start to notice your net worth and your capital gain starting to go up. But it takes time. The thing that trips up most people is they lose patience. They get into it for 5 or 10 years and they just give up. I think, I'm going to go to something else. I'm going to start trading stocks or buying commodities or a currency exchange. Don't do it. Stick with the program. It's just like I see people want to start a YouTube channel. I tell young people, if you want to get a YouTube channel, fantastic, but you've got to be consistent with it. I've been doing this for 13 years and I've never missed a video. As you guys know, some of you have been following me from year one, the first 2 or 3 years in this channel, I never got any views. I'd get 20, 30 views per video. I had 5 subscribers in the first year, 10 subscribers after my second year. I think I had 150 subscribers after year 3. But I enjoy doing the blogs, keeps me on my toes. I like paying it forward to help people. I enjoy doing these blogs, and eventually you start to get traction with it. It's the same thing when you're saving for retirement, buying investment properties. It's a slow and steady ascent. No get rich quick schemes here. Do it the right way, and you'll be rewarded immensely when you get into your 40s and 50s. I can living proof of it. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys next week.